Today is DEA's National Drug Take-Back Day. And the purpose of today is to get the community to clean out their medicine cabinet of unused, unwanted, and expired medications. We know that drug abuse begins in the home, so we want to prevent our children and pets and visitors and possibly a family member with an addiction from going into those medicine cabinets and taking medications. I think we can really call it a crisis. Our nation is in a crisis with regard to opioid overdose deaths. In 2020, we saw more overdose deaths than in any other time in history. And just recently, the DEA issued a warning all across the country regarding fentanyl cluster deaths. So that's a situation where people are taking either illegal drugs that are laced with fentanyl or sometimes even prescription drugs that they have obtained outside of the mainstream drug supply chain, and those drugs are laced with fentanyl, and they're finding whole groups of people that are all deceased. So fentanyl is an extremely potent medication, many more times more potent than morphine. It can be pharmaceutical fentanyl, which is a legitimate pharmaceutical product that is used after surgery or in surgeries. And then there's illicit fentanyl, which is made in other countries and imported into the United States illegally. Fentanyl's legal purpose is for use typically in surgeries. So it's a surgical drug that's administered during surgery. Its illegal use is, again, that's usually illicit fentanyl. It's coming in from other countries, and it's being used to cut drugs. So it may be mixed with cocaine or heroin. Even marijuana can be mixed with fentanyl. And unfortunately, some people have pill presses, so they're making product that appears to be a pharmaceutical grade product, but really it's not, and it has fentanyl mixed in it as one of the cut ingredients, and it usually causes instantaneous death. Many of the overdose deaths are 20s, 30s, but no one is outside of the range for overdose death. And it's also not people that, so back in the day, we thought that, you know, there were people, a certain type of person that was a drug addict. That is most certainly not the case. We have doctors, lawyers, business people all across society, of all levels of society, are now have drug problems. Well, one of the trends that we see in the community with young people is called farming. So that's not farming with an F, it's farming with a PH. And we see that they party with drugs. So when they go to a party, they go through the family medicine cabinet and they take a little bit of dad's medicine, a little bit of grandma's blood pressure medicine, maybe some leftover controlled substances from a family member's surgery, maybe some antibiotics. They have no idea what it is. They just grab a handful of pills from each bottle, go to the party, all the pills are dropped in a big bowl. And when the party begins, they mix the bowl up and everybody just takes a random handful of pills. And that practice results in a lot of overdose deaths as well. The Drug Enforcement Administration disposes of all of these medications. They are incinerated at incinerators all across the country by the DEA.
This is something that we've been involved with for years now. We're excited about this one because this is the first time since the pandemic that we're able to have our in this parking lot with our vendors. Before, it's just been a drive-through service in and out, but we're really excited about this one because of the fact that we're back to some type of normalcy. It is a problem, not only prescription but illegal drugs, so we want to curb that. And with this event, with the DEA, with Blue Cross, with all of our vendors, we invite people to come out to bring those unwanted, unused, expired prescription medications to dispose of them properly. Somebody gets a hold of these drugs, they either take them themselves, they sell them, and that's something we don't want, those drugs just sitting, whether it be from a family member who's deceased, whether it be just in a medicine cabinet. We want those off the streets and disposed of properly.
We are very fortunate, in addition to the DEA and Blue Cross, we have the Capital Area Human Services, the Louisiana Department of Health, Ochsner, Baton Rouge General, Lady of the Lake, many of our partners, and we have the Baton Rouge Fire Department here with the big ladder truck, and Acadian Ambulance will be arriving with the AirMed helicopter.
I broke from Prairieville, and my wife passed away about 7-8 years ago, and she had some fentanyl and some pretty high potent drugs that I had in my bathroom. I wanted to get rid of them. I want to make sure it didn't get on the streets.
I brought all kinds of past due medicine, and my sister just passed away, so I had a lot of her medicine. I just needed to get rid of it the right way.
They say that you can't dispose of the medicine because of the chemicals into the water, into the toilet or anything, or the trash. So they have a way of disposing it.
Just outdated prescription medications that I've been saving for probably 3 years or more, and so glad to get rid of them and dispose of them properly, you know.
I have all type of medicine. I got it from my daughter passed, and she had all kind of illness, and I didn't know what to do. I've been holding on to it, and when I seen this on TV yesterday, I decided, let me go and get in that line.
I brought out some prescriptions that my wife and I, neither one can no longer use at all, and we don't want to dispose of them improperly or put them in the storm sewers and all that sort of thing. So we're just really happy to be able to have an event like this.
Medications I have are very dangerous. They're cardiac medications of various sorts, and I did not want them to go directly in the trash.
I just brought a bunch of medicine we don't use anymore. Doctors have discontinued it, put us on different medicines, and it was just kind of taking up space, so, you know, didn't have nothing else to do with it. So tried to find a place to get rid of it. We've gone to the pharmacy and asked them what to do and this and that, and so, you know, we're just kind of trying to clean stuff out.
You know, we cleaned out our cabinets. We've got children at home, and it's important for us to keep it safe. But I also had some really strong medications after my father passed that we needed to get rid of, and this is the safest way to do that.
It's a really good event. They do have a lot of people out that probably have drugs that they don't even, prescription drugs that they don't, you know, have to use anymore, and they don't know what to do with them. And so this probably is a good event to, you know, bring it to drop it off, and, you know, they, you know, dispose of it properly.
Blue Cross is involved in this because our mission at Blue Cross is to improve the health and lives of Louisianians. And this event is one way that we really own up to that mission.
This is a great event. We're excited. We do this twice a year, and we invite people to come out, dispose of those prescription medications, stop by and see some of these vendors and get some more information.
My reaction is I absolutely love this. This is my favorite event that I volunteer for from Blue Cross because I think it makes the biggest impact in the community. Last year in October, we took 1,200 pounds, which is millions of dosage units of opioids off the street that could have ended up in the hands of children, pets, family members, or anyone else. So this event makes a really, really big impact in the community.
And if you can't make it to one of our two drug take-backs, we do have a permanent drop box, Baton Rouge Police Headquarters, 9000 Airline Highway, open 24/7. Drop those in it, and we will take it from there.
How can people get more information?
You can get more information at the DEA website and also at the Blue Cross Blue Shield website. And if you can't come out today, there are permanent drug drop boxes that are sponsored by a partnership with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, the Attorney General's Office, and an organization called the National Association of Drug Diversion Investigators. Those three companies have partnered together and have placed permanent prescription drug drop boxes all throughout the state of Louisiana. We have one in almost every parish. There's one here at BRPD right inside the front doors, and many others all across the state. Our Blue Cross website and the DEA website have maps that'll give locations.